Hi folks, welcome back for more Let's Play Professor Layton in the Curious Village. This episode may be a little bit light on the puzzles, but sometimes you get that way in a game. Well, anyway, the first thing we're going to go do is find Matthew. Since the game really won't let us veer too far from the intended path. And there he is right there. Back so soon, Professor. Matthew, I was wondering if you knew anything that could point us in the direction of the golden apple. Anything you know would be a great help. For example, did the Baron say anything before he passed away? I'm so sorry to disappoint you, Professor, but the Master never said anything of the sort to me. I'd very much like to help you in your search, but my duties here prevent me from leaving the grounds. If only Ingrid was around to provide some assistance. I beg your pardon, sir. Ingrid? Well, it's been years since she left, but Ingrid used to work as a servant in the mansion. She was Flora's nurse, and she often helped me with my work. Matthew! Yes, madame. I'll be right there. Please excuse me, sir. The lady calls. If you're curious about Ingrid, why not pay her a visit and talk to her yourself? Let's see, at this time of day, I'd imagine she's out walking around by the general store. Please do me a favor and tell her that Matthew sends his regards. Certainly. I'll be sure to pass on your message. Thank you for all your help, Matthew. Isn't Ingrid that sweet old lady we passed by before? Indeed. We also saw her in that picture of young Flora. Come, Luke, let's go find the old girl. Off we go, then. The general store is just outside the mansion, right? We'll be there in no time. Yeah, this should not take very long. And then we go back this way. And Ingrid is standing right there. Works for us. Oh, goodness me, if it isn't Mr. Layabout, was it? The name's Layton, madam. That's right, Mr. Layton. What can I do for you, sir? Earlier, we were talking with the butler at Reinhold Manor, and he mentioned you used to work there. We'd very much like to hear anything you might know about the Baron. Heavens me, you want to hear about the Baron? I'm afraid the only stories I have are from when I worked at the manor, and that was ages ago. That would be ideal, madam. Would you mind telling us one? Alright, well, I suppose I could tell you a bit about the Baron and his former wife. The way Master Reinhold and his wife would carry on, they almost seemed to be like children. You'd never seen a man so in love as Master Reinhold was. When she passed away, Flora was all the Baron had to remember her by. So he raised that little girl with all the love a child could want. The things he'd bring home for her, toys from all over the world and teddy bears as big as yourself. He was in high spirits in those days. He really wanted to give her 2 parents' worth of affection. So where's Flora gone? Your guess is as good as mine, sir. I have no clue where that girl went. She left the mansion well after I stopped working for the Reinholds. Some say Lady Dahlia put Flora on the street to keep the family riches to herself, but that's nonsense. After all, the Baron cared about Flora so much, I can't imagine he'd allow something like that. You know, you just reminded me. The grave of the Baron's late wife is located in the manor garden. I wonder who takes care of it now. The Baron's former wife is buried in the garden. Thank you, madam. You've been extremely helpful. Luke, let's head back to the manor. I have a hunch that the grave might hold the clue we've been looking for. And indeed, yep, we get to go straight there. Layton does not want to be What's he... Oh look, it's Matthew. Good day, Professor. Were you able to track down Ingrid? Yes, we did. In fact, we were just speaking with her. I mean no disrespect, but she said the grave of the Baron's late wife lies on these grounds. Do you have any knowledge of this? Lady Violet's grave, sir. I was just about to visit it myself. Would you mind if we came along to take a look? Not in the slightest. Right this way. Here's the entrance, sirs. Please watch your step on the way in. This is Lady Violet's grave. Gosh, this place is really nice. It's not creepy at all. The late Baron, rest his soul, told me to keep this place in proper order, and I have tried to do so. Here sleeps Violet, my one true love. This statue looks so much like Lady Dahlia, it's hard to believe it's someone else. Back when Flora was just a tiny little thing, Lady Violet used to take her to the park in town. Some of the flowers in the garden grew from the ones Flora planted here from her mother. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the Baron's journal. It should still be on the desk in Madame's room. It's possible that it might contain some information that could aid your search for the golden apple. My thanks, Matthew. I'll be sure to give it a once-over later. Now then, Luke, we'd best head back to Reinhold Manor. So now, we need that journal. So guess what we're going to do? That's right, we're going to get the journal. Yeah, let's see. Go do that. And I'm pretty sure most of you remember the way to the room. And this is one of the very few times you will get to go into this room. You almost never actually get to see it. And let's see. A little big face. The journal's going to be over here with the books, isn't it? This must be the journal that Matthew spoke of. I have to admit, he seems to know where everything in the manor is. There's something about reading someone else's journal that just doesn't seem proper to me. However, the investigation must continue, so... The craftsmanship of it is simply remarkable. It reminds me of my sweet Violet when she was alive. What do you suppose it refers to? Flora doesn't like the thing at all. I've seen her run away from it on multiple occasions. Recently, she spends more time playing by dear Violet's grave than anywhere else. I'm sad to say I doubt Flora will ever take to it. I can't blame her, as I've changed its memory. I felt terrible forcing that change on Flora, but I just couldn't bear to see it like that anymore. Violet, there can never be another you. You were my first, my last, and my only. Changed its memory. I'm not sure what the Baron means, but this is clearly vital information here. I collapsed some days ago and have been bedridden ever since. I feel as if I have failed Flora as a father. I can only hope that when I'm gone, the people of the village look after Flora and care for her as I did. He must have been terribly ill. It seems I am not long for this world, and the time has come for me to say goodbye to my little Flora. I've left everything in Bruno's care now. Flora, I pray you find happiness in this life. I've disclosed the location of the secret place in a note that I've left with an old friend. It is my fervent hope that the seeker of the golden apple finds it and grants my dearest wish. Professor, Baron Reinhold's old friend. We must seek out this person, Luke. But, Professor, how can we possibly find that person with nothing but this journal to go on? It's like I always say, Luke. Any good investigation starts on the street. We'll just have to ask everyone in town about the matter. What? I mean, of course. You're absolutely right, Professor. Let's get to it. Of course, any good investigation also needs direction. Let's start out by asking Ingrid a few questions. She seems to know a great deal about Baron Reinhold. Okay. We are pretty much done in here. They can't help. The only person we need to talk to is Ingrid. Right here. Oh, look who it is. Professor Layden, was it? The name's Layton, madam. Oh, that's right, Professor Layton. All that talking about the mansion we did last time got me reminiscing, so I decided to stop by for a visit. But enough about me. By the look on your face, it seems you have something you want to ask me. As a matter of fact, I do. Do you know who Baron Reinhold considered his close friends? His friends, you say? Well, he wasn't exactly what you'd call a social butterfly. I'm sorry, that's really all I knew of his friends. Oh, wait a moment. I do believe I saw that Zappone fellow pay a visit to the mansion a few times. Professor, could she be referring to that man we met? Ah, yes, that gentleman with the fancy little mustache. We should ask if he knows anything. I would wager he's still hanging about the fork in the road just beyond the clock tower. Time to burn more shoe leather. Or just wear it out, either one, you know. Okay, we've done this. Let's go in. Oh wait, I missed something, didn't I? I know I missed something. What did I miss? Okay, what'd I miss? I know I missed something. What was it? Nuts. Okay, yeah, it was this one. Let's see. Since you've come to the town hall, I strongly advise you to follow town procedure and solve this puzzle. Number 64, Odd Equations. This puzzle is worth 30 picarats. Oh my! It looks like someone has been writing nonsense on the blackboard again. It turns out, though, that under certain conditions, these strange equations are actually correct. 8 minus 6 equals 2. 8 plus 6 also equals 2. Assuming the above to be true, what does 7 plus 6 equal? Well, can you think of any device in the world where you can subtract 6 or add 6 and come up with the same number? It's a clock. 8 o'clock plus 6 hours equals 2 o'clock. 8 o'clock minus 6 hours equals 2 o'clock. 7 hours plus 6 would then equal 1 o'clock.
Luke, here's my answer. Every puzzle has an answer.
Aha. Do do do. Thank you. That will do nicely. Now please, vacate the premises. I see I would. But the dog's telling me that there's a hint coin there. And it's the only one in the game. Or it's the only one on the screen. So, with one puzzle at least taken care of for this episode, it's time to cut the video. When we come back, we continue hunting down Zapone. Take care, folks. See you next time.